Well, yeah, Damu now say start to come on so I'm say that I diamond chira as say also didn't come up papa say to me Eddie Abre. Hi Badwam on Adom TV multi TV say free sabe copy say no kono boy just say we have the next 45 minutes. I be team there din komo na bibia timi akokama Eddie ama yenyina. Bio ma menka wo say enchiasronko enkoma for this year, the pledge quickly, then we do it. Me have ni inti as so Oma Refi. Nicholas Oma Refi cry. Me also free Steven. Me I change so hima papa bi. Me yam for hene. Go so hene. Ahima yina. Inti for this year okay. Is there I have a pledge. No wash boss will be there for she saying now. The idea the munyam any impuntu ni odo ne kanko eba afu. Perfect. That's what you support. Now, they build the capacity of under the able leadership of George Boachi. Yeah, minister, and yeah, presidential candidate potential, Eric Opoku, and yeah, wisdom port, Collins Dauda, and yeah, Yera Bobi, and so yeah, sports deputy minister, and Dr. Benjamin Tano, North and South, Frida Pempe. We are grateful. Afe era bano also yada CP say munina amaso ya sena afo muchinchim ne kakra. The most important thing is that the focus should be on a year ahafo. The focus should not be on a year political parties in that region. Others can do it, but when it's ahafo, we don't have a choice than to think of ahafo kane. Very, very important. In the House of Chiefs President, yeah, grateful, young for him, Papa B. The capital, go so him, Papa B. We are so proud. So for us, a proud Ahafonian, very important. Now, about the bigger picture, they be at the catcher. Once I want Ahafo pledge not to know. The bigger picture then is that Ghana, and so we are Ahafonia. Odian Munyam Shebebre, Ghana, Monshen and so. We are back. Happy birthday and come out for one or Germany. Uji Breshe be 45 years. You are still young. And Nyoma be brave go anymore bit me ti 41 45 years. Just that upromo now they are all white party Dutch casa. It even we are there baby. Dutch men can say. Ufuri Dutch casa wona we are brem ya. O matro UD adibia toto so e di B ni E ni R na you say broke was there was a minimum but they maka we are all white party. I mean 4th June 2022 or Germany inti ufuri at 45 onyame shiraw na BBN team ko kama emfama na me amachia Esutifi North chairman of the MPP also free state Donald Fro Nana Billy say me chrome for ni believe too much Nana Billy inti chairman marching na me de minishia oda nti march. Yeah, back to studio. It's a privilege all the time to meet former Ghana's ambassador to India. When you post bibri, na am dey about for me team cry. Post back we so could dey almost share ho yi pa when say na pensioners ni na say for almost share ho yi kama. And orija hoko India ko Ghana nsia na money. And at that post bibri it didn't grad ye boy. It should ring a bell. He doesn't need too much of an introduction. Yeah. My former ambassador to India, Ghana's ambassador to India, His Excellency Sam P. Yali. And Wabakai and so on. Excellency, good morning.
Good morning.
Aye, we must say the party as ye. Yeah, come on in the name of Ghana this year. It was the Rebel Fit Party at the better now. It's going to be Ghana for all these years. He's been preaching Ghana. And then, me Aminia, and Kwabena, are also very passionate about the development of Ghana. I call him the fact checker. It's the only thing come on, also Modia Kui, Abako Semini, the Echo, and then I am Fatwazi. And the twins in the end, I said, Mimi Difa, come on, many problem. Media to me a queen, but me say, me why be power, but that's the opportunity there. And one of the few young men in our body politics are the potential to really push Ghana out there and also Ewohodum. My miracles are Kwaba.
Oh my.
Kwaba.
And we are saying we need the Kotoko. We need idea.
Yes, probably.
And no problem. I'm not that permit we just Kotoko winning quad. And they did the
Yeah, because really
ain't you a good fellow?
Yes. Oh, Machia.
That's what Kauku was you.
Machia is a good fellow, baby. Good morning to you. Kotoko France, the Nazi Chiamo. Now, if he has also Malik Kwaku Bako, Kwame Sifaka, Dr. Srebo, Munina Majimoniso, but yeah, catch them. When the crown, I was restrained from going to the park early because let me cry 3 elements and let me cry as for 1 element. They almost stopped me and I was like, well, and they said,
oh, just one back of
them. Sanjay Mudian, I'm teaching them on that. Yes, there's Aquava. The Via Boko, oh, Boko. I could take a crow. They said there's good news. The way our Omanhene starch factory, I would hear him come by, and now buying say back to full operation.
The sugar factory.
Yeah, the sugar factory. Yeah. So what is Angomono? You're okay with it now?
Me okay, but it's better late than never. But yeah, Cheryl and Berk Kakra, and I believe that the repair and maintenance work will not cost us too much, so that.
So it's been managed somehow well, or if it's just 6 years was too much.
Too much.
As a result of quite a far some here and I'm going because most factory we are na most we do have here. And then I did be a contention.
They be a mechanical there. Osun most would be a buyer. No, Osun most would dry a brew. Okay. The raw material, what the sugar or sugar cane. The sugar cane, so what the damn sugar. The lifespan is 6 to 9 months. Okay. And therefore, and the factory was going to take about 3 years to build. And he said, if we are sure now, and Sana start factory now, you were going to plant and replant and replant and replant. And at the bigger sure number was say. Okay. Now, so the Indians advise, the BI and Makacho, when you discuss the Indians advise there, do the factory up to a point. What test we are then? We are here. The varieties of sugarcane out the year. Apparently, what by an Ubohunde, assassin to do none a year one. A fan and Crawford would easy day. It's here. And Crawford so a bimpon what I invest in agent, Commander Sugar, say, Kaya, no assassin be. So, what we needed to do was to plant a certain variety, or a exhibit, but the sucrose contents or also. And that could be found from Venezuela, Brazil, and the South American countries. Okay. So when the factory got to where over the year the Indian government gave us another loan of 24.5. At the BIA can want some one can acknowledge there. If it's Munji second, no Mufundia Ashwelin. And so by the time I would do obey machines the way test run baby, not I already.
The money during your time and MPP for by.
In time.
You must start here.
Yes. There are plantations are India in allow or a company in allow do or a factory or friend Septec. Nalan simple or any nursery. With the view there or budget 24 million now India for the ban. Now no they are commercial farming.
So all that has gone to waste.
Since I don't know what to do with I want to water on a boy petition along the line. So the records are straight there. The Ministry of Trade that supervised the election, they did not even select the contractor. The contractor was selected by the Indian government. The consultant, I was here, the Mejuman, or your Indian Sugarcane Farmers Association, one consultant.
Now how come this thing has been left to?
Well, honestly, like many other projects.
India buying no any interested in idea.
Oh, he's been complaining. The Indian government has been complaining. The last ambassador from what are you people doing? Because India na we yafu today highly technology no will be. It's what you know what it's one round no brown schedule fire. Nanche we are one means come here fertilizer. Okay. Now the major reason other the was in the young pharmaceutical industry was coming up. all right? And they need a lot of sugar, the pharmaceutical industry. And now, local consumption. Now, if you records that you will import about $500 million worth of sugar into this country. And if we be into my Yahoo, you produce 1 million water. Now, foreign exchange, you know, and what so that was the intention. Now, to date, Obian to mankind say, Ame, I'm making a head there. Ghana minister Bimpo, Unya, chance impo, yefi, because the contractor was an Indian, the consultants were Indians, you know, and they were disbursing the funds as and when. Only through the Minister of Finance.
Okay, so Miracles, forgive me, but on this sugar factory, has it been handled well by our government in power? Has it been handled well?
I think sir issue I wouldn't want to say much about it because there is actually a forensic audit report
on that.
Yes, if you are, I can get a copy and share with you. So that we don't get
more likely
we don't get into speculations because I mean think about it. Just an ambassador I explain here. Aban being a banana factory see ho. No factory now ready say be produce sugar. No say me you want to say we quit say whether MPP or NDC. I don't think say a bit me aban bia or bit me a banana factory see ho. Factory be ready. It's very difficult for anybody to do that. And see, I was just trying to pull the forensic audit report, many excepts, but I'd rather want to say, oh yeah, me per se many details, so that I don't know we'll have all the issues about that I can't say, and then what happened and why we are where we are. But definitely, there's something fundamentally wrong. And I doubt if what the fundamental error with the whole process has to do with factually already no be no use. I think it has to do more with maybe a quite fast one. A beer and yet deliberate, but a beer in the implementation of the project. It happens. It happens all the time. I'm sure except here, it is obvious in the implementation of the project, and there's a forensic audit on the project.
But he played a key role.
No, that's why I don't want to. And into crowd, I mean, per se, me speculate with the details that.
But me been there by since 2017.
So facilitating.
Omanhene.
But you played a key role.
Of course. I mean, sir, we're a forensic auditor. The issues around anything, can't we separate it?
And continue to do
and then now you are in government, appoint new management and then because there was no management because the function on started. It is a obi no we asika woma another jono butume de na to nche na ya hwene ejuma na yeye mambranche ne ejuma ye for 5 years ayi wo me na fi sugar no so genya nti wona wo ye the margin say bani bi wo dem morican ya otimi na wanyi kan wasam.
I think say ambassador won say make no man kase obi aye bone no bi disca
be another there's a disconnect along the line.
And that's what I'm saying.
Say speculation. So
no, let me give you an example. So if you look at the reports, okay, just an excerpt of some parts. There was some discussion around whether plants in the grass at the time it was commissioned, whether it was ready to be commissioned
or
not. It's in the report, and the report clearly shows that it was not ready, and that the factory actually never produced sugar. Now, you set your factory, you never produce it. I'll read somewhere.
But there was a test run.
No, the test run never did that. I said the factory has only been test run during this commissioning. The test run did not go through the entire process to produce sulfurless white sugar as stipulated in the contract, as some systems were bypassed and others were not installed at the time of commissioning. It took 17 days to crush the sugarcane to produce the raw sugar. This was due to the number of challenges the operators encountered during the test run. It has to be noted that the sugar produced was not white refined sugar at 50 ICU-MSA as required, but semi-processed raw sugar having molasses, which is not edible. This raw sugar would have been refined to produce the white crystalline sugar. The following were bypassed. 1. Melt clarification. That was a complete section. Let's say no, and can't ready here. Vertical crystallizers AH and BH and you're ready here. The dosing system, molasses weighing system, Begas compressor, weighing bridge 20 ton to 40 ton, and also you're ready here. Grab or the crane at the crane here, and also you're ready here. Any other minor parts, okay? Effluent treatment plant was not constructed at the time of commissioning. It was constructed after commissioning and would need to be tested. Modifications were made to some faulty equipment during and after the test run, which also need repairs. The point is that as at the time the factory was commissioned, it is established as a matter of fact that not factory ready. And that's what I'm saying. Say these things, they are technical issues. The report has never said anyways in SK and OBS. Meaning who were reporting me. But it is
technical.
Obvious. Yes, studio.
That's where
renovations
the political bit will come in, because the report seems to suggest that ni
commissioning
and yes. And our boys.
Yes. The follow-up questions would rather be that since he established, he said there are gaps and these things have not been done and all of that. What has happened to it? And that within the period, what could have been done? Is it deliberate? Was it not deliberate? Is there a specific challenge inhibiting anybody at all from going ahead to get it done? I think these are questions and Adom TV move taking it up, and then we look into it. But no pun intended, no allegations and accusations here. But the fact should remain, nobody should create an impression that there was a factory ready to produce sugar and somebody has abandoned it. In the same space, I don't also want anybody to deliberately create the impression we'll be here discounting a factory, and to produce sugar. You go into the issues and you find the reasons in here. You will be winning and fixing. I'm
happy. I need to follow up with this forensic report.
Yes, for sure. Omanhene, I still have copies with the contract details, because I'm in India. The project had started, but I was made to monitor the project, because Adom woman will be contract there, but the extension away here. Woman detail of the contract. Specifics. It is or by handover. There should be certain things that are available. As we mentioned here, no a checklist. To them or hurricane, whether they were part of the contract or whatever it is, all of them should be checked. But then I can put it on record against my reputation. I carry them about them India therapy, them
Yeah.
Because there was news there at machine one producing sugar, but I was given 4 bags of sugar. Unia Captain Smart. Also went there, and sugar was produced. Brown sugar and white sugar. Today, ma of Asirike. Today, ma of Asirike. Why be politics? But it should be rather technical.
That's what he's doing.
Yes, it should be rather technical there. Yensaka factory. Should it take 5 years to go through sewage system construction and other whatever it is? I myself, when I went to the site, I had my own complaints with the Indian contractor. The way he was treating the Ghanaians. So I questioned it. So when I went to India, I reported. And I was a site tenant.
Okay,
but I mean, all said and done, I'm happy. The government had finally decided there. No, because the story had been that the factory had been overvalued. And the factory is costing 35.7, should have cost 12.7.
That's also that's also another issue, subject matter for discussion.
So I think if you do a proper follow-up, the truth of the matter should come out.
Okay. So back to your conversation. MPP's economic wizard, MPP's financial wizard, Ghana's vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Kasa, and also Honsem Akoye Bibria. I'm sure, sir. Yeah, he may have more. Economics professor Eric Osei says Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's presentation on the state of the economy was factual, credible, and verifiable. I quote him. I mean, he spoke to the facts, and the facts are all verifiable. He said on Joy FM, Joy News PM Express Business Edition, according to the Economist, it was crucial for the Vice President, who doubles as the chairman of the Economic Management Team, to provide credible and factual information at this point to boost investor confidence. In economic management, information plays a critical role in the sense that people want credible information to plan, to actually forecast, to internalize it in their costing, in their pricing, and I mean in so many ways in their speculative activities, unquote. So at any given time, they want credible information, and so when you don't put out information, and it is not just about information. The information has to be credible. It has to be factual. It has to be empirically verifiable, or you should be able to find out whether this information is true or not. That's our vice president. That's your party person, Anwakase. To start with, Osamine Apa, Bibia Kokama Edemao.
Me that's it. Now before then, no, me Minia Samioku, happy birthday.
Yes.
Andra, and happy birthday. Now, young Bompa and say Yankupo in Shamano. But when we say generation Biano, Yani Onipa Baku, Nubia, Omoba, every generation. Now, ya Nimuno, if you call and Brimo, any Nantia school Brimune, if you near Dinano. Nabadaye, the leadership qualities. The level of compassion, our war, and maybe be our passion out there, the human. A bomb pie is a young Punchano. Oh no, him for Capim no, Mampon, a Capim Mampon, and a honor Ocope MPA on country me. On your way of that, on country me. The minimum say, we're very active when it comes to social, economic development. I won't put him more, but on more man, yes, that's why, or that's what he's going to do.
So happy birthday, Director General Ghana.
Yankupo Nshano. Obwa. Yeah, nantene. Obi obefa na kwemu biano. O make sure so the nesa ekano. Echeche no kwan no. Okay. So what do you say? Or no, it say fishes of Ganizembo.
I make you fishes of
yes.
Men and that day.
Ocho say ni yinam. Aha, ocho. Yes, you be make sure say okay, so
yeah, that's it. But before you proceed, this one just came. I think such an important lecture shouldn't have been organized by the party. A public institution or tertiary institution should have organized the event for the VIP to speak. The organization by the party defeats the entire purpose, because when the party was in opposition, all the lectures headlined by Bawumia was organized by institutions other than the party, and the example, Central University Lecture in August 2016 and others. So what has changed? Absolutely unacceptable to address the economic situation of a nation at a TESCON conference. It made it more or less a joke. In the beginning of the lecture, Dr. Bawumia outlined about 20 questions he said he was going to answer, but in the end, he only answered 6. Who should answer the remaining 14? He deviated by telling us the things we already know, like Ghana card and GP address. How does these things reduce the sufferings of Ghanaians or reduce the living standards of Ghanaians? The lecture was too lengthy. The lecture was nothing different from what the communicators have been telling Ghanaians. The expectation was that the vice president should touch virgin points and not reiterate what communicators have been saying. In times like this, Ghanaians are suffering. We need solutions, not justification and comparing the current situation to NDC. Why did Ghanaians vote for MPP? For us to always do a comparative analysis with Mahama? No, we need solutions to our problems and not what Mahama did or justifications. VIP failed to do that. He only justified our problems. It is like a patient going to see a doctor with a sickness and the doctor only explaining the cause of the sickness and blaming the previous doctor who took care of the patient and the doctor failing to heal the patient. The patient then goes home with the same sickness. I think the entire lecture was meant to compliment Bawumia by the party. It was meant to feed the ambitions of the party and not to address the economic situation. It is clear that it was an agenda lecture and not a public lecture. And so that's from another lecturer in economics.
Clearly, this message is not coming from a lecturer like the lecturer that lectured me at the University of Ghana in Pole. This is purely a lecturer that is partisan, without doubt.
Yeah. Or political.
I mean, I didn't need to know the identity.
But the word is political.
No, yes. I mean, what's content? I don't even need to know who he is. You know straight away because I know the language. Sometimes who I write in the paper will be it's purely partisan. But you see, because there are a lot of inaccuracies in any presentation. But Bawumia never put out 20 questions. He put out 11 questions and he answered all of them. The issue of where, and as a platformer, Dr. Bawumia would speak, I mean, its relevance doesn't come to play because Akupekura go to in the office. So long as he's addressing the people, the only way he can address the people is through the media. ɛna betumi ama me na we me kura se won fra no betumi ati
obati the oka
and I say latene ade on betumi ati bi so what you say the only neutral and I say nationally accepted platform we to say Omanhene address Ghana for na parliament me boa and also there say Omanhene pen e call yes adwumedie no and if the vice president wants to speak there are times that he has spoken at a university no Ghana for no muteo it was a university lecture and a university for the invite you know there was a time where Ashesi University invited him to your friend is saying
yes recently
okay say we as a party this is the first time Bawumia is speaking on a party platform. You are organizing a couple of town hall meetings Dr. Bawumia Kasa on economic issues yafa near the national issues. I think say we should ignore the trivialities, go into the substance of the matter. Did he address the issues? The national carrier, national TV station picked the feed so that Ghana need better. Those of us who are on social media, it was picked so they need better. So what do you say? And see, I think that issue it's very debatable. It's very subjective as to how you look at it and depending on where you are standing.
Okay, that bit of doc become beach there na what can the Debiada Wadaroma the miracles more and one was our barber catcher. How would you respond to that?
I think say inti the kind utie doka or your normal miensa or fire on a historical journey because it's important. If you want
important.
to discuss economy,
very,
you have to know where we are. Especially if you want to discuss
maybe free back.
Yes, into the free baby free back before 2017. And not fine free between 2017 and 2019. Baby drew. There's a reason why I ended the war in 2019 because in 2020. BBC I been see we are fana baby for the last 100 years. I have a pandemic. I disruptive nipa bra born e kwa nipa fa so ye no manyina. So what you say? We no science fire free. Baby I aba bedru ene e kwan ye befa so a or how ye wom sisi a no. Ye betumi ye ho afiri mu. We share Dr. Bawumia statement na 129 pages. The first page no or they admitted the challenges ye wom. Or they admitted the difficulties that the ordinary Ghanaian on the streets and I say in the village and I said the city is going through. So I just say, no, I can acknowledge the issues of high cost of goods on the market, the issue of high cost of fuel, and then the challenges with exchange rate. You know, by no why we have gotten to where we are and how I can't be fast obey free. In doing that, obisa 11 questions. 11 questions, no, and no ye ni no. O ye 11 no. The other say what has happened to the economic fundamentals. Inti no, and obefa e kwan COVID no eba be disrupt all the gains and you make an economy and you grow at 3%, about 3%. And you to me moving from 3% grow to about 7%. So I just say, and then all of a sudden we start coming down. He explained that using the challenges that we face, the COVID situation, all of that. The second question is why are the prices of goods and services increasing so fast? Again, so I just say two fundamental issues is the COVID. The fact that the Asian countries, the European countries, they know cost of production across prices no across. Into obviously, some cotton newspaper if in Malaysia 1 cedi 2017.
He cited an example.
Yes, and now we are explaining the freight costs are almost about 1,000%. Contain almost about
40k to 95k.
About 3,000 was saying.
1,500. Now it's 4,500.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just say, and see, Sandoma way you or explaining why these things are affecting directly the prices of goods. And I'm saying crab two. We say just when we're trying to get out of that quagmire, and a Russia and Ukraine war and people have always been asking how Russia and Ukraine war affected Ghana and the first way and he explained it to us. It's affecting the UK because some gas was affecting the US. And he explains that Ghana, yen wheat, yen some no iron rods cry use almost about 30% or so. If we saw Russia and Ukraine for and even yen manganese ye walk cry your tongue and the call your friend is saying no. Yeah, the move almost about I think that's about 30 or so, and then 60% of Sanya mana wheat in this annual if we Russia and Ukraine. Oh my dear, Master Man became and say you always have to interrogate the facts first. We interrogate facts, and we na facts in tuma.
Yeah, call the other.
The opinions, ideas, principles, but I want to mean come from Anyabia, is it true say iron rods na nebu akosro Ghana no? A certain percentage be if you Russia.
That's correct.
It's if Ukraine was there, that's correct. And see, if that is correct, then there's no dispute about that. The next question is, Kwabena ebe faswa sa iron rods na import na ebe tumi ablock. Say na be produce do na local. Ewa ha. Na say war be cause we be den affect yen. Is it true say wheat? Ene esamne oil ne nya mebi nso no ye fefi Russia. Eno so ye nokre. And credit near J no swatum, ye do to we near beside and say, and a ban and send a way effect, a way $1 no swat Dr. Baumiakano. Obviously, Senami Cocoto iron rods 1 ton, $500. At the bagana beton, Naminian for so a be $100. And then almost ton $2,000 over Russia. It is a the bagana, but this can be better. A becca whom we are some messiah for fraba. May he $1 another door. First, and I come in 500 number the aquacoto. Isan sene bu akoso nti sisi ano men na ne be 3,000 4,000 yakwa den akoto. What it means is that ebre bia no na ye per dollar ne bia den asesa ato ye nyina nim we yen economics ade bia ho en na bia ne bo den ade bia e pen dodo a wunya no ne bo den any affect dollar price no so kase ya ntro bia nim owie no some be church fuel prices him say fuel no ye no ye to almost completely refined fuel if you are broaching a day eba Ghana and also no do na e ho na eden if you ba the whole world if you are for no 11% of crude oil na you use no if you Russia to the extent say and it's on Russia and Ukraine war nti enya no crazy UK for what your omonya crisis in the energy sector is it not true so price hikes prices no eden ekosoro enya no crazy America it's on Russia for oil nti America for fuel prices here then ekosoro it is fact all churches are no more we nyina no or the figures by it's also the videos here then eto ekre ma yin na de ne den ehuye that is in no way justification for the challenges that we are going through but it simply goes to respond to questions I be me na bi owo mi krom like a bisa say e ada na bi niam boy den sa no the person have the right they deserve to have an explanation to it and then when they receive the explanation then they deserve to have the solutions are by near them or person the ba emomo and clearly that is what the vice president did ewo lecture him
okay so
or the figures by
you are satisfied
or the facts by
you are satisfied with the presentation
the issues that the vice president raised in the 129 pages settles all the economic discussion that is going on they are can say obi aba china adwens anya bia anka mu ye nisi anka beboa anka mu de fa ha beboa but the facts figures or the buy any there oman asem bia no obo ni trim e kan ye these are all figures and facts that opesa all checkmate opesa all fact check opesa all verify or between den a verify who verify we are now also what contrary figure that they den na dia ba na ye di ho komo me ma dream no say na sa that would be the best way to go in this discourse.
So Medasi, there are other questions I would like to ask on this matter, but Your Excellency, now I figure here on also to take her because a lot of people are sending messages in the form of questions and same to be bizarre. Excellency,
well,
it's been addressed. So I'll say, Professor, and say the presentation of the state of the nation or state of the economy was factual, it was credible, it was verifiable, and these are the ingredients that we are right in any presentation. I just say when I'm quite so.
First and foremost, say Obi express contrary opinion to what you have. He doesn't become an enemy, and now it's political. It's massa.
But important to win any political
yes, it's very important.
So that you can weigh the fairness in the submissions or otherwise.
That in journalism means that the message and the messenger instead of the message.
I don't look at it. I'm looking at the message and the content. I'm not looking at the person.
So
he's a politician.
So if the person that gave that analysis,
that is opinion.
That is opinion. Whether it's an MPP or an NDC or CPP, it doesn't matter. It is checking the veracity of the
what he has said.
What he said. That for me is very important. And now it's
very, very true.
So as I am Ghana no more pay bien. Yeah, you are right, I am wrong. It's him which yes, sir. You man paying no waka kanasa, man paying nichi no waka kanasa. Awo wabem, obisu onya benem. Inti say ye chei de ni chei ma won so wonya bem na say ye di boma yes na so ye nya adwene fakom kra na chere o man no ye den o ko nanyim but there wodzi ni ye ne zine de onye me ntie na asam ne de wonfo mbumai. That's my first comment. Omampenyin ne bechi ne nsam o kan ni nyina one paragraph na me fa no na asam ne de mbocho mutuma kan kakra.
Yeah.
From the man on the street to the business mogul, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the shelter we seek or have to the benevolence we extend to friends, to bring it home, essentially to the economy, is what we feel in our pockets. This is an honest admission there. That's why I'm saying that are factual, but all facts are not true. You know that.
All facts
are not the truth.
Omanhene, it's difficult to. All facts are not.
All facts in law are not the truth.
Okay.
Omanhene no nye Sam what is television do. Is that not a fact?
It's a fact.
No mum no watch show man paying now. Is that the truth?
It can be so.
It can be so. It's massa. Omanhene Abidechi was factual there. Economists na kasa ya kesi enyi na no anyi wu kotokum. No way is there. It doesn't matter the cost of that ukotokum assignment. The cost doesn't matter. I mean, mama for the woman. Mama for the woman. Now, a king can speech in Rukubibia after this honest admission in the urban statistics. Statistics. Now, statistics is to Omanhene. I'm no naya statistics. Figure F obo cousin. Ebefa. And there's a book, How to Misuse Statistics. It's the statistics, and now obey Jama Unquafu, Wahushem, there are some man paying Nabi, okay, statistically, okay, for example, unemployment in Oyanakwala there, Oyanakwal. Am I in judgment? Yeah. So, for example, having admitted there, or many my thing, Omanhene was also very truthful at the State of the Nation address. Now, an Okwaran woman on your dang. In Okwaran woman, you say, Alan, young Petro Bun Okosor. Them Omanhene Bajirikan say, oh no, yeah, Ukraine, so I bedo. The fact of the matter is that Oko Okosor. Right. So, if you want to attribute it to Ukraine, then the question will be, what is our import value and our export value to Ukraine? And during this period then, did we reduce or did we not do anything? That's for me is the crux of the analysis. You just cannot throw out the Ukraine war. We have had
no the Abbas.
We have had Gulf War, Saudi Arabia. We have had Libya. We have had whatever other countries are Ghana and all right. So you just cannot throw Ukraine. You, as the vice president in charge of the economic management team, produce figures of how the Ukraine war is affecting us. That for me was my expectation. In any case, Ukraine, you offended then Russia war. Yati the Ubejaya. Yati the Ubejaya. The Yimda so it is if the war continues for 5 years, 10 years, what is going?
Ukraine. Excuses.
Say Ukraine, yakra isam fiho ba. Na one war no inti ne yenya yentumi nya bia. Yenyi other places are able to yakra or find then isam no na hwitin bi wana. Because we don't have permanent agreement with them. It's my major yasa. So I was expecting the vice president to say that Ukraine war was affecting so much so. Incident, this is the alternative for Yafa. Omanhene, asam no conclusion woman in there. And there, say petrol station there koto fuela. No bono, akosol, anamotia.
True.
Akosol. Inya ba na make enough filling station. Na ma coach me calculator. Na ma bo percentage increase. What the percent of what is the petrol?
So those percentage increases in quite not needed at this point in time.
Ghana ni wala se ye kotokum na yanhwe.
But he did that, Yes, he did that for a purpose. The purpose is simple. Ghana, if the baby never do hanum say, Oshe petrol to moi, a byway Eda Sujina and now so catch in our say, Ocean to mu pane kasi yes, sent in Kuntabu papa in terms of Intumwa. A byway to say, the more than bona ye, ni so, chair a buying beer waba.
Many engage you. Do you want me to argue with that?
2% the only man said 6, echo 8, and I got 9.
Why do you want me to argue with the government? I don't have that capacity to argue with the government. All I know is that
the petrol
at the time, the petrol was this much. All right? The petrol was this much. And the essence of government in there, over there, day in, day out, if you are corner, it's here, one month, one atom. It is not justification that there's a problem you create. So what? But the truth of the matter is that Obia into mention the you're managing the better kakrenzi no. If you 3 CDs 14%, alcohol 10 CDs are antibody. Yet he, Omanhene. Say who yirbi and who be tonajiwa manandino ojiba. And no corner woman there. And no corner woman them vice president again. There. So first no here 100,000, not that crazy man. And they'll be here by 700,000, not that crazy man. Not so. That is the truth. That is the fundamental truth. Say he admitted the money who does it. Now, Omanhene. Ye demia oy de duebia osiwa se me debia no Omanhene flowers adam bobia yare pan no ho yare bonu ndua yare bonu atet obodu baby
na ho de no beko
obokofom me ye hina taxes so ebazo ye ma wa ye he yi levy na badi hina ye the citizens capacity to pay taxes anyway so that we can develop. But have we created the conditions of my citizens to pay taxes nana? Because take an ordinary worker. Omanhene, the salary. If you are in there, Omanhene, you know what 400 cedis a month. 350 per Ghana. 550. They say, oh, you pay today 350. Ne rent, me find out 50 cedis mbo. Ne transportation ya hen. Ni su ta hen. Na ma in there. We manage the CD proper better than John Muhammad. Is that what the person voted for? Is this what this is justification what the person voted for? We establish government for the purpose of improving the worth of the citizen. Not so. The question to ask in there from 5 years ago, basically, then has our conditions improved?
That's the question to ask.
That to me is the question to ask.
Okay.
Has your Washington now, as the government is itching that we pay taxes, okay, Omanhene, whether we are capable of paying the taxes is another matter. But then again, what do we use the taxes for? In the corner of home cruising in there, we once upon a time, accounts, and they had the cow 120 billion and a million, $120 billion. Okay. But in the corner of women, in the yet the cow 340 billion. These are sacred facts, indivisible. As to why we got to that level is something that has to be discussed. But the truth of the matter,
at the car. Okay.
And they, Omanhene, my making point. Omanhene,
yeah.
In the Yetigana he. Say you just getting boom. You didn't know boom. You were a cow of the year. You be salaries, wages, and wages. Then I be someone there. Wages in all your den now. T is for 4% the people. And I'm 4%. All your den wages no. What by Ben up to Yanado? You ask yourself. You remember single spine?
Yeah.
Single spine. Or the cow can salary bill no. And
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. Then you look at the borrowing. I am sad there. This country, our system is such that we can do a proper evaluation only if the government is gone out.
Yes, but wrap up my MCA brain into miracles.
My person for 2 issues.
Yeah, 2
on His Excellency. Did he say clarify?
Yeah.
Say can say war is with Russia and Ukraine and see a talk no me fi ho. And no just say no one say we dey turn out to. The enti an boy dey say nkrana amayamaye krefri ho no omu nya sa ne ma ne mba. Nto mu nya do mani akɔkye fa akɔ.
The pressure so.
The pressure about ntini bo kɔso. It is not just a simple issue of me to interior wo multimedia ntumi nton nkyerɛ nti media na me nkɔtɔ the next shop the entire next shop ne boy dey one next shop because sometimes we need to be fair to the people
and again
the second, you think I don't know this
no but you didn't make that point
you didn't make that point no the submissions now or say we nyina mu no ya nkasa
no so I'll come to that. I just wanted to clarify because the point he made didn't add that.
Okay.
The second issue, very important issue, this will besides you see I say Abrabon Sachebe na bemo. Oman Saturday make us be. They emfa the say. MPP the NDC. Emfa the say as we speak. Ye nyina ye pe. Oman mo ye den. Ye see e ba BCC ntumi NCC no. I'm sure the difference between the MPP and the NDC.
Okay.
And the boss here boy. Emfa ofa Omanhene be the cheba umia statement na. From page 35 all the way to page 44 or the let's say normal you buy no borrowing now is excellency can ya no or the let's say say money nyina ho say me opportunity na me sign by any of your platforms I'll take my time and I'll list everything. That will be the difference between us and the NDC. They moved your debt from 9 billion to 122 billion. Yeah, moving from 122 billion to 350 billion. We have a lot of things to show. You haven't sure. You buy no nesika on my way. You the better tofu na Ghana for nya kan ekwe bi ni ho. Say wo pese hu mpuntu aba ya braboma yen ye de ba akono no. De atoso mienu mpuntu ba akọ ye de aba ne say me no ka say last week Ghana former be 500,000 omo call secondary school. Omo nya mu koy omo kono. Ba akokra nka ntrefie. Ohini ba bia e ko school aban sika na ya je no. Bosia na ya bobo no. Ye de bitu onka. De atoso miensa. Me no ka say get fund for you ba aban we mu no you ba aban we mu no get fund get I'm responding to a question you asked you ba aban we mu no get fund na school secondary schools in kwala bi on betena bi on beda bi on bedi ebi ni ho enu nti na man kwala katena fie nto hie ni ba na ye the selection bi yi na film and get fund ko bob besia am say get fund ko bob besia about $1 billion e kasa bosia no ndu am de aye omo de see school dan de see dan ni horse ama me no kasa yi double track ye de ba ya na nkola nya baby intrent ye de ba ye no double track na ye free ho bosia na ye boy no ebi nsunsun anso no me no kasa na Ghana ha oba me kro me kwapem not okwa hafoa ye wo factories a ya set up ho a ban edi sika aboa ankora so monje kakra na mo so mo fa nya nduma na nkrofo nya bi ya ye bi wo ho me no kasa yi Oko district, there are about 25 municipalities in Ghana.
Can I ask one question?
What's the answer?
Can I ask only one question?
One question.
Are you saying that?
Yeah.
So Omanhene mamukwana.
Yeah.
There. Menka NDC, you know I don't do that.
Yes.
So Yenka NDC asama.
Unya binka.
Yeah, bibinka.
For your 120.
For 120.
You see the challenge in the conversation now is that who be some their memory and make media action. No.
Why no?
That's all yes.
Maybe it's a question.
And we are later want to be account there.
Yeah, there's a question.
There's a question there. And yes, if I oh yeah, no question there.
Oh, yes, baby.
Yeah, but Terry, Adom.
What's up, Memo? Over.
Say, is it that one?
Because we did the intro. Now it's a bottle continues to be the
exit that one car. Exit that one car. And this is back one day. MPP
but we need to solve the problem.
No, you solve the problem back. Problem back you solve it say, me no ka say, ma me bi won 3,000 she the bottom what do kwa ko di dwa.
Free
I'm going to go to school.
Free
Kenkele, Oman.
Over in KNUST.
Yeah, university. Yes, secondary school. Where university?
Students to the fair course with fees.
Yes, until you can imagine.
Okay, so
Just imagine secondary school. Secondary school.
Yeah, what my excellency magazine. It is a